Hi there, I'm Ken Lammers. Welcome to Minor League Matters, and let's talk independent baseball. And this week in independent baseball, the standings are going to be, if we look at Pacific Association, the San Rafael Pacifics are still on top. They've got that record of 33 and 15. They're looking pretty much unassailable from now on. Obviously, everybody can go into a slump, but it'd be a pretty big slump. Although I don't know about that. They've held the front lead pretty much as long as I've been watching, but the Sonoma Stompers are only 2 games back. So, I guess it is vulnerable if they fall off the pace. The Empire League, the New York Bucks have a 22 and 10 record, but the Puerto Rico Islanders are right behind them, 1 game back. So that one's still pretty close. The Pecos League in the Southern Division, the Tucson Saguaros are 41 and 18, while the Roswell Invaders are 41 and 9. So that one is, toe to toe. They're going right to the end, right? I think that's a pretty good race there. In the Pacific Division, the Bakersfield Train Robbers are 37 and 26, while the California City Whiptails are 35 and 28. So again, fairly close. And in the mountain, it is your Alpine '06 Cowboys have a 47 and 15 record, while the Trinidad Triggers have a 41 and 21 record. So the Alpine Cowboys have a much more of a breathing space there. So let's look into the Frontier League. In the Frontier League in the East, the Joliet Slammers are on top at 36 and 27, but right behind them are the Lake Erie Crushers, who are a half game back, and at a game and a half back are the Schaumburg Boomers. So the East is looking pretty interesting there, but the West is looking pretty interesting as well. The River City Rascals are on top with a 32 and 30 record, but right behind them are 3 teams. Florence Freedom is 1 back. The normal Corn Belters are 1 back, and the Evansville Otters are a game and a half back. So Frontier League is looking pretty tight and looking like a good race this year as we go on. The Can-Am League, the Sussex County Miners are at 44 and 20, and they're crushing the league, right? Their second place team is 7.5 back, and that's the Quebec Capitals. So Sussex County, unless it just absolutely falls apart, should continue to move on to the championship in that league, or move on at least to their playoffs. Your American Association, in the North, the American Association, the Gary South Shore Railcats have wrested #1 from the St. Paul Saints. St. Paul has been sitting there a lot since the beginning of the season, but Gary has passed them up. Not by much, though, because if you look at it, the Fargo, Moorhead, Red Hawks are half a game back, and the St. Paul Saints are also half a game back. So the Northern Division of the American Association is pretty tight. They're fighting their way through. In the Southern Division, it's the same story as it has been pretty much as long as I've been watching. Your Sioux City Explorers are 46 and 16, and the nearest team to them is the Kansas City T-Bones, back 5 games. This seems to be a gap that's holding, although I think the team in second has changed a couple times, but the gap with second place is holding, so Sioux City seems to be the team in the South in the American Association. So moving on to the Atlantic, we're in the second part of the Atlantic season. They're one of those leagues that does we play one half of the season, then we split it and we play another half, and it has playoff implications in that, who won this part of the season, who won that part. I'm not a real big fan of that, but it's the way they do it, and they're in the second part of their season. So in the Frontier Division, the Sugarland Skeeters out of Texas, which I'm not sure where the Atlantic Ocean is that touches Texas, but okay, the Sugarland Skeeters are at 11 and 5, and the York Revolution are 3 behind them. So they've opened a little bit of a gap. And in the Liberty Division, your Somerset Patriots are at 13 and 3, and they are 5 games ahead of Long Island Ducks. That's the standings in the independent leagues this week, folks. If you like what you saw here today, hit the like button. If you like what you see around here generally, hit the subscribe and then hit the notification bell so you get notifications. Beyond that, if you want to contact me directly, at lammersk@yahoo.com. No, that's not going to be it. At lammersk at Twitter. Direct message me. If you want to leave comments down below, feel free. I try to read them all. I can't promise I'll comment on them all. I actually have to prioritize work over hobby, so yeah, sorry guys. And finally, if you got a little bit of spare money, you got a little bit of spare time, go watch the minor league sports. Y'all have a good week.